TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.
Thank you for making Saints Central your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Payton, New Orleans, Who That Nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma, the Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
The Saints make it happen, baby. B. Thomas says, got Darnold seeing ghosts again out there. Thank you, Brother Thomas. Appreciate you. Cam set it up, and then the pressure came as Matt Rule needs to get sent on up out of there. He needs to get sent packing, man. Y'all made a mistake hiring that dude. You don't know what he's doing. Saints defense, that is going to do it. The final is the black and gold. Close the door on the Carolina Panthers and improve back to 8-8 and keeps everything. All right. All right. Cancel 911. That's right. We don't need the oxygen machines today, man. We don't need them today, fam. We was all right. Who that to the family? We get the win, fam. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Cam, the man, Jordan, as the defense, the Saints make it happen in this one, man. So positives. The offense finally was able to get on par and make what needed to happen in terms of the offense. Saints get it, man. Get the victory, family. In this one, man, boy, that was a hell of a game. It was kind of boring, and like my children say, cap early. But later on, it started to pick up steams. It became very eventful at the back end of the game. So hit the like button, family, if you hadn't hit the like button. And we appreciate all those that did, baby. Big win for the old black and gold in this one, fam, as they take care of business in the matchup and take care of business indeed. So with that being said, let's get ready for the final stats for tonight's action right here. Let's go over the team statistics right here as the black and gold handled the business. I hear you on that, Brother Jerry. Yeah, Panthers, the Panthers up out of here. All right, final stats, family, for the game here. As you can see, 18-10, the Saints take care of business against Carolina. They split with them on the season. They go down in this joint. The Saints go to 8-8. Man, it was a good performance by Cam Jordan, the Saints defense and special teams. Couldn't have done it without their contributions. The offense was finally able to score a touchdown off a pass, no doubt. 16-15 first downs. Carolina, that's about all they won. And, of course, you look at the third down efficiencies, 15 of 13 for the Saints versus 16 of 14 by Carolina. 59 plays by Carolina versus 58 for the black and gold. The Saints had almost 300 yards of offense today versus 178 by the Carolina Panthers. Total drives 10-11 advantage Saints. The Saints averaged 5 yards per play. You know what I like to say, my old saying is 2 rushes first down. Carolina's, it was 4-something. It dropped all the way down to 3. As you can see, if you look up here, you can see the Saints nuked them for the 2 quarters, goose eggs for the third and fourth, as opposed to 10 points Carolina scored in the first and second. Saints defense closed them and shut them down. in the second half, made the adjustments and neutralized them. Carolina could not put up anything offense in the third or fourth quarter. So passing statistics, 207 yards throwing the ball versus 90 yards. The people didn't even reach 100 yards passing against the Saints defense today. 7 sacks given up by the Carolina Panthers offensive line in the matchup. The Saints only 2, but man, what a hell of a performance by the Saints defense. Rushing attack, they had 88 yards on the game as the Saints neutralized them. They had like 60 something at halftime, I won't say. So they really didn't gain that much in the second half. The Saints were -4 running the ball at half, and now they went 73 yards and picked up production on 28 rushing attempts, averaged 2.6 versus 3.4 by Carolina. Red zone, Saints were in the red zone 3 times, 1 of 3, enough to get it done. You look at the penalties, Carolina was so immaculate in their play today that only Booger dumbass and his staff only seen them worthy of hit them with 1 penalty, despite all that holding they was doing. Carolina 1 penalty for 5 yards, and your team had 5 penalties for 33 yards. Huh? Where's that home cooking? Kitchen is closed for you, baby. Turnovers, you see 2 of them by the Carolina Panthers. They had a fumble loss, and of course the interception by Sam Darnold on the back end of the game. And their time of possession was 30 minutes and 31 seconds. That's also how long your defense was out there. But still, our defense is getting used to that sort of thing. Playing half of the 60-minute game, Saints defense still stepped up and did what they had to do in the matchup. 29-29 for the Saints time of possession there. Very close in the game. So, like I said, man, it's just been a very interesting game. Early on, not so much. It really fired up later on in the contest to see how black and gold turn it on and make it happen. Let's look at the individual statistics here. The Saints 18-10 win. Taysom Hill finished 17-28 in the game. He had 222 yards, 8 yards per catch, 1 touchdown. If you look at the statistics, you say, man, well, Taysom Hill had a pretty good game statistically. He did what he was supposed to do. He could have had 3 touchdowns in his performance. He has to clean up the accuracy. He got to get better with his communication. Also, Marquez Callaway has some drops in the game, but we have to improve upon that moving forward. 97.6 rating, not bad numbers by Taysom Hill. He didn't hurt us when in the turnovers in the matchup. Taysom Hill was also the top rusher for the Saints, 12 carries for 45 yards. Alvin Kamara had a nice 30-yard run in that helped up his stats with 13 carries for 32 yards in the man. They finished with 28 carries for 73 yards. In the matchup, you look at the Saints receiving game. Callaway was targeted 10 times, had several drops, but he had 6 catches for 97 yards to keep the offense moving. Kamara, 5 catches for 68 yards, and the lone touchdown for the offense there. LaJordan Humphries, 2 catches for 26 yards. Deontay, 2 catches for 23 yards. Juwan Johnson, 1 catch for 4 yards. He dropped 1 because Taysom put it a little high. And, of course, you look at Davenport, recovered the fumble for the black and gold. And Cam Jordan had 3.5 sacks on the day. They got him listed for 3.5 sacks on the day. I thought it was 3, but they gave Cam 3.5 sacks. They shared that sack with him and Quan Alexander. So Cam 3.5. He had 8 tackles, 6 solo, 3.5 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss, 3 QB hits. Cam was the man once again for the Saints as he continued to ratchet up his sack performance in the back end of the season. Quan Alexander, 8 tackles in the game, second behind him, and then Jenkins and Ringo stepped up. Paulson, Adebo, and Demario Davis followed those guys. As you can see, the Saints 7 sacks in the matchup. We did to the Panthers what the Dolphins did to us the previous game. So let me see how that 7 sack performance looked. This is how it feels. So Cam 3.5 for him in the game. Quan Alexander had a half a sack, 1 by PJ Williams, 1 by Heath in the game, and 1 by Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Makes them the 7. And of course, the pick is by Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So he had an interception and a sack for Chauncey Gardner in the game. Big game for the Saints defense. Deontay Harris did his thing on the kick return game, 2 for 63. 31.5 was the average doing this thing from the kick return side of things. Maher did his thing as well, hit 4-4 in the field goals, didn't mix the extra point, but the defense had his back, and Blake Gillikin 5 punts for 215 yards on the day, putting 3 of the 5 inside the 20, and the longest was a 63-yard boomer to help get the Saints back to 500 with the win, baby. And of course, on the side with Carolina, Sam Darnold 17-26 for 132, 5.1 your average throw. He had that interception. He was sacked 7 times, rating 61.7. Their rushing attack was led by Chuba Hubbard, who had Trooper Hubbard, 17 carries for 55 yards. He had 1 touchdown rushing the ball, but after that, not much shaking from their side of things. As Amir Abdullah, 6 carries for 21 yards. Ian Thomas, the fullback, had 3 catches for 33 yards. Abdullah had 4 for 31. Nothing was shaking with their wide receivers. Saints did pretty much a good thing with DJ Moore. He was thrown at 8 times, only 3 catches for an ineffective 29 yards. And Robbie Anderson, they're 2 big and really good wide receivers. Nothing shaking with those guys. Robbie Anderson, 2 catches on 2 targets for. The Saints just took these guys away from him in a matchup. And of course, you see Sam Darnold with the fumble. He had the interception as well. And that top guy was Frankie Louvu, who had 9 tackles in the game. And like I said, they had 2 sacks as well from Brown and Jeremy Chin. But outside of that, nothing shaking for the Carolina Panthers, as the Saints literally shut the door on the Carolina Panthers on the back end and just got them the hell up out of here. So congratulations to the Who Dat Nation. Saints get the win. They improve back to 508-8, 1 game left, and that's against a eliminated Atlanta Falcon club who lost today as well, and they're up out of here. So it's the picture's becoming clearer and clearer. The Saints got 1 more game to take care of. They're handling business, and I feel a little bit better because the Saints finally they did 2 things that were really big, in my opinion. The Saints were able to score an offensive touchdown. That's the first time in almost 3 games, almost 3 games, that they ain't scored offensive touchdown. They broke that streak this game, and also they only won. This is the 2nd win they were able to get in the Superdome, so they were able to make that happen. And listen, Saints beat Atlanta, and things fall for them. They walk into the playoffs. They won't see the Superdome for the rest of the season. So today could be the last game that the Saints play in the Superdome. And am I upset about that? Hell no, we ain't winning in the Dome. We better on the road. So positive, 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 positive. We did some positive stuff today for the black and gold, man. And in terms of looking at the other stuff, the Texans got plastered by the 49ers 23-7 as the Niners improved to 9-7 on the season. So the Niners kind of did their thing. And of course, a lot of people are going to be watching the Vikings game because they're 7-8 too. They're sitting there. So let me, for the family members, let me put on screen. Just give me a second. I'll get it on the screen for the standings, and we'll see where all falls, because right now we're looking at the playoffs. We got Atlanta. We got to go to Atlanta. Atlanta beat us early in the year in the Dome, and we got to pay them back for that. So give me just a second, fam. I'm gonna get the playoff standings up on the screen here, and we'll look at it. Here we go. All right, so here we go. This is the NFC side of things right here. As you can see, with the win, the Saints are now. Look where the Saints are, fam. Look where your New Orleans Saints fall at right now. They're in the 8th spot right now. Saints sitting up there in the 8th spot right now as the Vikings fall to where they are, and they have a tough matchup tonight against the top-seeded Green Bay Packers. So there we are right now, sitting at 8 right now. The Niners won, the Eagles won, so they're positioned ahead of the Saints at 9-7. And, of course, things could shift a bit depending on how it all falls, but you still want both of the 49ers and Eagles to lose. And, of course, you want the Vikings to lose as well. So it's all good, fam. So that's the seeding right now. Let me get it close to the screen there so you guys can see it. I got the Saints highlighted right there at 8-8. So the black and gold took care of business tonight, family, and handled the business. 18-10, they get the win over the Carolina Panthers. Big win for the black and gold in this thing. And like I said, man, y'all, how y'all feel about this here, y'all? How y'all feel? Let me quiz the Who Dat Nation. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this thing, man. How y'all feeling about this win? You know? Yeah, that was the big thing right there. Saints for life broke the Dome losing streak. I mean, we beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Dome, but outside of that, not too much was shaking. We just wasn't very good in the Dome, to be honest with you guys. We wasn't very good in the Dome. So Coach Payton finally was able to scheme up a touchdown for the Saints offense, and that should give them some confidence moving forward and feeling good as they were able to make it happen. So, man, I'm happy for the win. We got a lot to work on, to be honest with you, in this thing, man. But at the end of the day, the Saints handled the business, man, and they make it happen against a very tough, not against Carolina's defense that was trying to keep the Saints out of stuff. So not bad at all, man. In this one, the Saints handled the business. So let's see. Let's talk about. Let's see now. Like before I jet out, y'all just stay put where y'all at. I'm gonna play Coach Payton in a moment. Coach Payton's gonna chime in on the broadcast. We'll have him tuned up here. We'll play his post game thoughts in just a second. But let me get some words on the family members and how they feel about this thing here. So let's go. How y'all feel about it? Well, look. Man, it's like, man, yeah, well, everybody got their own thing, happy. All right, Lavelle say feeling pretty good about it, man. Horatio says the Niners and Rams going to be a tough game. Yep. Now, Kelvin say, hey, man, it should feel good. All right, Serrano says, 17 says, great game. Thank you, fam. Appreciate y'all. All right, Big Sean says, Philly has the head-to-head against us, so they'll finish ahead of us regardless. Yep. Yeah, it's tough, man. You're looking at Philly. You need Philly to lose, and in the matchup, you would like them to lose. You would like Philly to lose. The Saints have to have, but that's what happened, family, when you don't take care of your business, when you don't handle the business, stuff like that occurs. So anyway, we're gonna keep on moving along here, and we're gonna take a look at the rest of the statistics here. As well. So let's take a look. Let me get the rest of the commentary here. Yeah, Big Earth said the O-line is embarrassing. Yeah, it's a lot of people in there. We just need to get it together. Captain Cage said the Eagles have basically clinched. If the Vikings lose, the Eagles clinch a spot. Thank you, fam. Appreciate you there. All right, T. Scott said we'll come down to next week. Niners, Rams, Washington, and Dallas. Yeah, feels good to win. I'm on that side of family members that say it feels good to win the game. So, all right. What's up, Digna? Big ups to you. Who that from New York? Who that to you, my friend? Appreciate you being in the stream as well. All right. So much love there. Crusher says, anytime our Saints win, I dance. Anytime. It's been a rough year. Yeah, family. It's definitely been a rough year for a lot of people's squads, including the black and gold, man, in this thing. So, yeah, very tough, but a win still nonetheless. But if you take a look at some of the positives in the game, for the Saints, that the offense was finally able to get on task. The defense is for real. Cam Jordan is having an insane back of the year. The best thing happened to Cam was the C-19 situation where Cam was held out against the Giants. And ever since then, Cam came back like a man on fire, man. I used that old Denzel Washington movie back in the day, playing like a man possessed. I mean, he's just on a whole nother level right now playing, man. And 3.5 sacks. Cam had 3.5 sacks recorded in the game against the Carolina Panthers, man. I'm just really happy for Cam Jordan. He putting up a special year on the back end of the year, talking about finishing strong. Cam doing it. Daniel says, my supper is going to be so good tonight after this. Yeah, I know. Everything goes down well after a win, doesn't it, fam? All right, Scoop says, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Channeling your inner Pharrell. I got you, fam. All right, I got you, my brother. All right. Yeah, TJ said I'm ready to beat them stinking dirty birds. Yep, they're next. They're eliminating the Saints. Got to take care of business against them and finish on the up and up doing this type of thing. Zach says, love the win, baby. We scored on offensive side of the ball. Finally, we was able to make that happen, man. I'm so happy that we were able to finally break that down. All right, Ramsey, the Bishop. What's up, Ramsey? Say, who that Big Q? Even though we lost Monday night, my wife and I enjoyed the game on Monday. All right. Thank you, Ramsey. Appreciate you, bro. Much love and appreciate you once again, fam. All right. What's up, Josh? Say, Big Q, you're psychic. You always call them interceptions right before they happen. I just got a feeling, man. I was like, family, I feel it in my bones. You got a turn up coming. A turnover is coming. And sure enough, they gave them to us, fam. It's like, it's weird, man. But I'm like, man, I feel it's coming. It's like ebbs and flows. It's an energy, and you know it's coming because it's like weather. You got to have certain aspects of the weather in position for it to rain. You know, you got to have this here, these type of clouds, and this amount of moisture in the air for it to rain, right? Well, as the conditions have got to be just right for a turnover, and when you start seeing the quarterback play, him looking shaky, He can't, the ball, they're not running the ball. You can see that a sense of desperation starts to leak in because the Saints were getting pressure on him. I said it's only a matter of time before desperation seek in and he throws a ball somewhere it's not supposed to be. And he gave it to us. So yeah, much love. Barry says the Cowboys lost to the Cardinals. I think they were playing. So yeah, so that's big as well. All right, yeah, that's a big one there. Cowboys losing that one there. Purple said, Bro Marcus says we took them down. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Cam Jordan. Yeah, that was awesome, man, to see Chauncey. Chauncey got the sack, and then Cam did what he did in the game too. I'm so proud of Cam Jordan for real, fam, because a lot of people was doing their thing. Yeah, I do. I got a dog and a cat. Yeah, the cat. I can't keep the cat away. The cat just come in, and come in, and y'all heard him, man. You heard him. Yeah, he just comes in and and does and wants to be loved on. So yeah, I got a dog and a cat. All right, so big ups to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all being here. Big ups to No Q. Just 49ers next lose week and Vikings lose tonight. Next week we win, we in. All right, Big Earth says that's the case. All right, Captain Cage said this is what it feels like to be an OG Saints fan. They have a chance to get in, but need other teams to help us. You ain't lying, Captain Cajun. You ain't lying, brother. This is a classic Saints fandom. Yeah, you're right, man. That's how it is. We don't handle the business, and we always need people to help us to win, man. That's old school Saints stuff, man. Yeah, you're right. It's too bad, man. Yeah, we ain't have them. You want them that giant loss, that Falcons loss. Man, I was like, man, if we can have that back, we'd be in a better position. It's tough losses. Vinny says we have a lot of up and downs this season. I just want to at least make the playoffs. I'm with you on that, brother. Michael says Seahawks putting on a clinic for Detroit. All right, yeah, the Seahawks beat the crap out of the Lions, man. They beat them bad. Brother Prom said after this year we had this year and we won 4 less games is an amazing feat after a Drew Brees year. And a lot of people said the Saints weren't going to make the playoffs. It's a major accomplishment for the Saints to lose their Hall of Fame quarterback, lose their starting quarterback, Jameis Winston, and still be able to make the playoffs. You got to give all the love and respect in the world to the black and gold, man. That's not easy to do. You know what I'm saying? Rich, thank you, brother Rich. He said a 5-game winning streak gets us to the big dance. Defense wins championship. Thank you, brother Rich. He dropped that nugget on us then, and that's a big part of it. So anyway, fam, let me get ready to put the coach on. Coach Payton, he felt looking pretty good and feeling pretty good. They probably was celebrating in Club Saint, and Coach Payton got on. So give me just a second, fam. I'm going to get Coach Payton tuned up here, and we'll hear what the coach got to say about the win. So give me just a second. We'll get Coach Payton on here as he'll talk about the Saints getting the win. And old Coach Payton, man, he looked pretty happy in the game, and he should be. Coach Payton deserved. The offense was a struggle getting them together, and it's finally good to see Coach Payton finally get that offense in the plus side. Here's the coach. Put one in the chat if y'all can hear, fam.
Sean, could you just talk about the importance of getting the win and living for another day next week?
Yeah, look, it's our last opportunity to play at home. We always kind of talk about when we hear people say must-win games. Today's a must-win game. Other than that, any game prior is not. That just means you have to win that game. And so I think these guys understood it. It was a good win. It was a good win to get.
Sean, how would you classify what Cam Jordan's been doing these last couple of weeks? It looks, about as good as you ever seen him play.
Listen, he's played well for a long time here, so it'd be hard to give it one of those evers, but he's certainly playing awfully well, and it's been important to how we play defensively. It's been important to how we play as a team, so it's impressive.
Sean, could you reflect on Taysom's performance today?
Yeah, look, it was kind of up and down at times, and yet, he led us on some key drives. He missed a throw or two. I'm sure he'd want back, but again, it's another win under his belt. We'll have a chance to look at the tape and really be able to look through the sequencing, the plays, and get a grade. But I was happy that we got the win, and ball security was important, and I thought he did a good job with that.
And Sean, we talk a lot about Chauncey and the energy that he brings, but how important is that for this defense?
I think it's hard to imagine a good defense that doesn't have energy. I can't think of one historically, and so he's part of that. And I think you have to be a good player to play with the confidence he does, and he is. And so that emotion and energy, but also the effort you see from him.
Sean, in a game like that, where you guys are kind of having some trouble maybe getting big running plays and it's kind of a grind, what's the importance of sticking with that aspect of the game, even though maybe it's not easy?
Look, a good question. And we were frustrated. I was frustrated at half. I just thought, man, we had some MEs. We didn't do much of anything well in the run game, obviously. And then, we were able to make some hay in the second half. We'll look at the tape. I'm sure there's going to be a lot we look at that we have to clean up. And there's some guys in there playing right now, maybe getting more playing time that they're used to. But I still think that ability to be two-dimensional as opposed to one-dimensional is important, especially as you're paying attention to like the game that we were just playing.
Sean, I know you don't like to answer ever, but the way the defense has been playing these last couple of games, winning a game 9-0 and winning a game 19-10 when the offense is struggling, is that one of the more impressive jobs you've seen of a defense that is bringing it in kind of a, there's no safety net. They have to get stops on every series.
Yeah, look, you go back 2 weeks ago in the Tampa Bay win, we felt the matchups were going to be good, and I was pleased and really pleased with how we played. I thought we controlled the field position for the most part. I mean, it felt like there was almost a half where we were on one end of the field, and that's a big reason right now why we're at 8 wins is defensively. And man, it was a good win to get, and I think it was outstanding. We played the way we did with the turnovers and takeaways. It's not an ever statement, it's just that's the way this game was unfolding.
Sean, what went into the decisions with McCoy and Marcus Williams?
Well, they're actually pretty simple. In the event that they tested out today, you sure don't want them on the COVID list. So in the event, we didn't think they would, but you still free up a spot. Now, free up 2 spots, but you lose 2 call-ups. So in the event that they were able to test and get back, we had them off the COVID list. Obviously, they'll be back next week now. So it was a little bit of it wasn't a gamble at all. It was just made common sense. In any case with either one of them, we got back a couple of negatives. They would have been able to play.
Hey, Sean, how important was that drive before halftime? You guys have pinned back, decided to go on 5, I think, really get some points there.
Yeah, the third down play, we throw a go to Marquez. We located pretty good, kind of an underthrown back shoulder throw that kind of got us out of that, that tight area. And so we go from, possibly having to punt backed up to putting the ball at midfield and then transitioning to a field goal. That's significant. You start doing the math on how that half could have ended. I do think it was important.
So, how important to have that to keep the games now where you don't have to worry about getting points on 3 points. You've got some ability to at the kicking game now.
Yeah, I think your question is that your confidence in relative to how we're kicking. I guess with field goals, I think it's been important. We've had to kick a few more than I'd like, but he's been hitting it well. I think the timing and the operation has been good, and just as important, the protection.
Sean, is it fair to say that some of the bigger numbers that Marquez has been putting up these last couple of weeks are just kind of reflective of him improving toward the end of the season?
look, we began to see those last year. Sometimes it's coverage based, with where he plays. I love the way he plays the ball in traffic, though. I think that's one of his strong suits. And, we gave him enough opportunities today, and those were important plays.
Next week, you have a shot to keep your season going. I know you talk all the time about just getting a chance to get in the tournament and having an opportunity. Is that your message to your team after the game?
It was the message leading into this week, actually. Just, this is a must-win game. We got to find a way to get to 9-8, and then kind of go from there. And it's, you guys know how this is. In week 16, there's a little bit of a picture. Week 17, it gets clear. Week 18, by tonight, I think we'll pretty much know what has to happen. I think there's a chance our game can get flexed next weekend to a different time slot on Sunday. We got to wait for that. But ultimately, we have to play well against Atlanta and get a win. All right, thank you.
All right, that's the coach, man, chiming in with his post thoughts on the Saints' 18-10 win over the Carolina Panthers. And listen, fam, to be honest with you, we knew that the Saints had the ability to beat the Carolina Panthers. The question was whether or not the Saints could score offenses with touchdowns with their offenses, which we've been struggling. And of course, we knew about the streak coming into the matchup, about the black and gold, having issues offensively speaking. And of course, in this matchup, the Saints were able to finally break it, where they were able to handle business and finally able to get the win by 18-10 against the Panthers. But one of it was due to an offensive touchdown, which I'm proud of, because it took them 3 years. I'm about to say 3 years. Almost 3 games. It was 11 quarters. Somebody, I think Kai told me, almost 3 games worth of offense and inaptitude. And they finally got a touchdown, which is a positive. Big ups to that. Big ups to Cam Jordan, too. 3.5 sacks on the back of a double-digit sack game, a 2-sack game last week. And Cam, since the Jets game, has been on fire. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson turned a good performance and then got the interception as well today. Credit to the special teamers, Blake Gilligan and the punter Maher, who was able to kick 4 field goals to help out extend out the Saints' lead to the offense got online. So big ups to that. So a lot of people to give shots out in terms of the defense and how they played today, as the Saints were able to then neutralize what the Carolina Panthers was doing offensively speaking. Very proud of that, what the black and gold was able to do. So yes, a good win as the Saints improved to 8-8 on the year again. And once again, we got one last contest left in the NFL season, fam. One last contest in the NFL regular season, by the way, that we'll see. So, man, I'm so proud of the team hanging in there and making it happen. Let me share the screen with your family with this one here. Let me get this byline off of that for a second. And let me see if I can get, this is a playoff look of what it looks like. And let me see if I can get it up here. All right. Maybe I can back it off a little bit so y'all can get a better look at it. Just a second. Let me see if I can fix it. All right. That's a little bit better right there. Okay, so this is the playoff picture for the Saints right now. Of course, we got one more game left to play in this sucker. As you can see, the AFC, NFC. Of course, we're going to focus on the NFC over here. As you can see where the Packers are at 12-3. They play tonight against the Minnesota Vikings. The Packers, Rams, who played today. You got the Buccaneers, who also, they won today. You got the Cowboys, who lost, who dropped all the way from 2 down to 4 here. You got Arizona position at the 5th position, and then you got right here 2 playoff berths available, and there's 2 teams sitting in there. You got in the hunt for the playoffs is the 49ers, who won today. They're 9-7, and of course you got the Philadelphia Eagles. That's 9-7. So for the Saints to have an opportunity to win, they're going to need these squads to lose here. As you can see, the Saints are sitting just outside of the bubble, and right below them are the Minnesota Vikings. So the 49ers, they won today, that they beat the Texans. The Eagles also beat the Washington football team. And of course, the Saints handled business against Carolina. They improved to 8-8. So it's quite simple. The Saints are going to need these teams to lose. And the 49ers, man, if we go and break down and look at statistically speaking, the records, then we get intricate. But anyway, really, they just need a lot of help, man. Just put it to you like that. They need a lot of damn help, man. But, you know, to still be able to make the playoffs, without Drew Brees, he retires, you get Jameis that gets tore down by the Tampa Bay Skunkaneers. They hurt him. In the matchup, and the Saints still able to make the playoffs. That is our standard that we need to focus on. And, of course, the Saints looking to handle business against this Atlanta Falcon team coming up in the final week of the season, and they need other teams to lose to give them an opportunity. So we'll see how it goes. Marty says, so if the Niners lose next week, will be enough to get in the playoff spots. Yeah, you need people to lose ahead of you. Need the Niners to lose. Listen, the Eagles, a lot of people want the Eagles to lose as well, but if the Eagles lose, they win. They beat you because they'll go in the playoffs ahead of you because of the head-to-head matchup that we had with the Eagles, where the Eagles beat us. They beat you straight up, so you're not going to get over them. Even if they lose next week, the Saints win, they lose, you both will have the same record. You know, so it is what it is. The only way out, in my vision, that the Saints get in is with the 49ers. The 49ers will have to lose, and I'm going to have to go ahead and start breaking down and looking at the standings and all this kind of old stuff to see where it will fall in terms of what the record would be. Let me see if I can get the playoff picture here. Hold on, give me a second. Let me see if I can bring it up with the let me see here. Let's see if I can bring it up without the okay. Give me just a second here, fam. Yeah, because the Saints, the best they could do is 9-8. If the Eagles lose next week, they'll be 9-8. They'll win the tiebreaker because they beat us head to head. So you would be looking at the 49ers is the team that you would try to leapfrog. And the only way you can get through the 49ers is if you get them through the conference record. If you both finish with the same conference record, they will start there. If you both finish with the same record, then they will look at the conference record, who has the better conference record. And right now I'm trying to figure out, trying to pull up on the screen to figure out exactly what their conference record looks like. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can pull that up here on the standings and get that seen. So, yeah, right now, the San Francisco 49ers, our old nemesis, they're 9-7. If they lose, their conference record, let's see what's there. Conference record is 6-5. Their conference record is 6-5. The Saints conference record is 6-5 as well. So you will want them to lose. They will have to lose for you to get in there. So your way in the playoffs is through the San Francisco 49ers. You will want the Niners. They will have to lose for you to have an opportunity to get in that thing. So it's not going to be the Eagles because the Eagles beat you head to head. You hadn't played the 49ers this year. So for the 49ers, for you to get in the playoffs, the 49ers will have to lose. So let me see who the 49ers play next week. Let me see who they play next week. Let me see if I can get that schedule up here for week 18 for the fall. Let's see who the 49ers play next week. And is it a conference game? That's another question. So who they play next week, and is it a conference game for them? Let me see who the 49ers play. They play the Rams next week. So yeah, they play the Rams next week. So yeah, that might be all right. Depending on where the Rams are. Now they could rest people too. Because depending on how the standings sitting with all this kind of old stuff, the Rams might rest people in the game as they participate and get ready for the playoffs. You know, we'll see how it all shakes. But the Rams will have to beat the 49ers, and they're going to the Rams for the matchup. So the Saints will have to take care of business against the Atlanta Falcons, which would be when is that game? It's a 12 o'clock game in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and of course later on, you would be looking at the afternoon game, which would be the Niners at the Rams. So we'll see how it all plays if any of their players are rest. So we'll see. But that's a tough game for the 49ers to beat to to win against the Rams. Now, do the Rams rest some of their personnel anticipation of the playoffs? That's another question to pose. So Saints have to beat Atlanta and the 49ers have to lose to the Rams and you're in the playoffs. That's what I'm looking at. So and the family members asking about the Vikings. Do the Vikings still have to lose for you to get a chance to sneak up in there? I would still want the Vikings loss. Yeah, I most certainly will, because the Vikings, I think they're right behind you with your record. And yeah, you would still want the Vikings to lose to help y'all. But yeah, we need some help. We want the key and first point is you can't worry about the Eagles. Put the Eagles out of your mind. They beat you in the head-to-head. The 49ers is your win. You need them to lose to the Rams. You need to beat the Falcons. And then, of course, it wouldn't hurt for the Vikings who were sitting ahead of you when you was out to lose. They would need to lose as well for you to keep your standing. And they got a difficult matchup tonight, too. They got the Green Bay Packers. So if anything's intriguing with the Vikings and the Packers, that's tonight. That's the night game here. So a lot of who that's going to be looking at that. And, of course, next week, the Saints take care of business against Atlanta and San Francisco loses to the Rams. You might be looking like something. Might be looking like something. But anyway, that's going to do it for the show. I appreciate all the Black and Gold family members for chiming on up in this thing. If you hadn't hit the like button, hit the hell out of the like button. We got over 351 likes if you wasn't one of them. Hit the like button now. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Like I said, may you guys have a happy new year as we kicking off the new year. Hopefully, like a new year means new and positive, successful things for the Who Dat Nation. The Black and Gold, baby, could be one of them teams to make the playoffs and handle their business. But like I said, man, it's going to be very positive on the end. And things are shaping up. Saints beat the Falcons. If the Saints beat the Falcons and they fix certain things, if maybe they can fix, let's fix that stuff, offensively speaking, because the defense and special teams have rounded out. Offense need to tweak some things, big-time tweaks, and handle some business. Hope we can get some of our players back. Can we get a Ryan Ramczyk back for next week? We're going to have McCoy back. We have Marcus Williams back. Maybe we have a few players back to steady that offensive line and get a better performance. We'll see. But at the end of the day, tough matchups. You got the Rams and the 49ers for next week. That's a tough one for the 49ers to deal with. The Packers and the Vikings tonight, and the Saints with the eliminated Atlanta Falcons out there splitting with them. So we'll see how it all shakes, man. But much love to the fam. I appreciate y'all for chiming in the live stream. Thank you, guys. If you're not, like I said, if you haven't checked out the Pro Shop, feel free to check out the Pro Shop. The link's in the description section below. Join the page, the channel, the platform as a member, and join our Patreon as well as patreon.com/the Pro Media Network for all lot content, on Q with Big Q, and other stuff as well is available there. So with that being said, over almost 4 hours worth of content today. We had a good time watching the Saints win. I hope y'all did too. And remember, we'll be back later with the recap and reaction stream to hear from you guys as well. So who that to you? And I'm out.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons. We won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit for Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Payton, New Orleans, Who Dat Nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is Saints Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Say they gon' beat them Saints. Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that?
Thank you for making Saints Central your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who Dat and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who Dat in all of us.